Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with another 2-page layout, this time using the Make It Merry collection from Simple Stories. And this layout is in collaboration with ScrappyJennyK. We decided to do a 2-page layout, use the same collection, and I came up with a sketch here. I did not add any embellishment clusters on here, just to kind of give us a little bit of freedom. I have quite a few photos to document as well. And so that's why we have, what, 6 4x6 photos. So it is going to look a little bit different when I sketch it out. Nothing usually is proportionate. So my photos will actually be going all the way across the page. But I wanted to use a couple of different pattern papers. And so I did do a few layers behind the photos. So we are going to jump in. It's going to be fun to see what Jenny comes up with too, using the same collection and the same sketch. But yeah, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to use a variation of the papers that I have placed down on the desk. I have so many photos. So this was a warm Christmas. This was last Christmas, actually. And so we have lots going on in the photos. We have outdoor photos because it was very warm, which was really nice. The kids were able to play on the trampoline and play outside almost the entire day. Which it's looking like it's going to be a little bit different than that this year, unfortunately. It is quite cold and quite snowy already. And then in the inside, we did those saran wrap balls and kind of a different gift exchange. And so that's the photos that are going to be on page 2. So I am using kind of the, I don't know, is it holly paper for the larger one on page 1, and then I'm going to be using the red polka dotted paper for the larger paper on page 2. I just like how they kind of contrast, I guess. So the red, even though it is a darker red, is still a lot lighter than the black background paper, but I feel like it helps that pop a little bit. And so that's kind of why I chose those 2 colors. When I get to my photos, I tried something new and I had to really be careful, I guess, on how I place them, because I wanted them to look like they went all the way across the page. So there is no gap between the photos in the center of the page. I use 3-ring binders, so unfortunately they won't be like touching or as close as if I were using a post-bound album. But I thought it was really fun to try to get them kind of lined up so that they almost were like congruent across the page. So you'll see I'll place them on the white paper here and have it go all the way to the left-hand side of the white, and then stack them on top of each other. I don't leave any gap in between these 2 photos, which is not normally something I do, but I wanted, I guess maybe consistency across the 2. And then for this, I have, so here's where I was like, oh yeah, I have to remember I have to have it on the opposite end that I usually map my photos on. So you can see I'm lining them up, trying to make sure that they are, I guess, perfect in measurements, and lining them up next to each other definitely helps with that. So then I am going to trim that down, have that the same size as well, because what I'm going to do now is add another mat behind that. I believe it's basil. I don't know what color, but it is one of the ones that is like textured and it has the dots on it. I have that, and I've had quite a few of them, and so I've had that kind of in this collection, or I thought I used the basil. Maybe I'm thinking of a different collection that I have that matches that. Now I'm second guessing myself, but I'm pretty sure it was the polka dotted one, yes. I went through the cardstock to see if there was something else that matched, but not as well as this. So I am going to use that kind of textured paper. So again, unfortunately, I have to use 2 of them because the size and the way I want them to be on the page. So again, have to remind myself to add that to the opposite side that I normally would. If you're like me, you're very consistent, I guess, with how you do things. So usually I always mat, you know, if I mat them, it goes to the top left. I start there and just kind of move on from there. And that's kind of what I mean, where I have to remind myself that this is different than what I normally do. So once I have these, I am just going to place them down. So I just like how it looks like it just flows across the page here. Like it is supposed to just be one, I guess. And again, it'll be separated because I use a 3-ring binder, but I like the look of it when it is together like this. So now I also have 2 more photos that go on the outer edges of the middle photos. And these ones I'm going to mat as well. And then I think I just leave them white, if I remember correctly. But while I'm working on that, I brought in those chipboard pieces. I actually got those from ScrappyJennyK from She Loves Color. So she had won one of the giveaways on night 1, and I believe they're Kingston Crafts chipboard. She got this nice binder that all of them went in, but there were like 2 of every color, or at least 2 of every color, and she decided that she didn't need that many of the chipboard pieces, so she shared, which I'm so thankful for because they actually match perfectly with this collection. A couple of them do. So I made sure that I told her that when I realized it. So hopefully she'll sneak some in there too, and we'll see kind of what she did with those as well, because I know she has those extra embellishments too. So for my title, I am going back to this kind of wood grain American Crafts. It's old. I got it at Tuesday morning, but I had multiple of them, and it's perfect for the title. I want to do Christmas memories, I think is what my title is going to be. I went into my stash to try to find an alpha. I wanted red, I thought. And I just didn't, I don't know, I tried a pink fresh one that was kind of more cursive and really could not piece that one together properly. Plus, half of it ends up on the red paper and it just did not work out. So I end up doing a different alpha. But as you can see, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going through the ephemera pack now. And I knew I wanted to use some of the poinsettias that are in the collection. I love the flowers. So as I'm going through the embellishment pack, I'm kind of going and placing them where I think maybe I would want to use them. On the sketch, I had left the bottom right of the layout open for journaling, and when I initially came up with the sketch, I envisioned me using journaling strips. However, I found this journaling piece of ephemera, and I really liked that. I liked how that brought in that bright green color, and so I decided just to use that instead. I probably could have used a larger space for journaling, but it is what it is. I will figure it out or add some more somewhere else. So using a smaller journaling spot like that, I needed to embellish around it as well. So I did add some of the flowers to the top and the bottom of that, and then added a few pieces to make those both into kind of clusters. And then you can see that I added flowers to the top corners of those middle photos, and I will continue adding to those as well to make them clusters. Here's where I decide to I didn't even make you watch me do the red Pink Fresh color alphas because it was a mess and it took a while. And so I decided to use, I think it's Ellie Studios. I think we got these in one of the kits from She Loves Color. And I felt like white just showed up so much better than the red did anyways. Because I knew that part of the memories were going to end up on the red paper. So it just worked out better. I did add one of those chipboard trees to the beginning of the word memories, just to add kind of to the title a little bit. I did, I think, add a Brad to the top of the C in Christmas as well. I have so much of the collection. I might even have two. I think I do have two of the Brad packages of ephemera there. So yeah, definitely want to get it used up. I love the collection though, so obviously that's why I have so much. But now you can kind of see the, I guess, base of the layout, the embellishment clusters, and really it's just now adding to it a little bit, trying to figure out kind of finishing pieces. Because if you see on the top left, I only have two pieces, and in my clusters I like at least 3. So there are some finishing touches here. I did want to include that cardinal because I don't know, I think for the most part we're all together last Christmas, and you know, Grandma has passed. She's passed a few years ago now, but any chance I get to add a cardinal, especially to a Christmas layout, because it was always a special holiday with her. We always celebrated at her house. So I always try to get those cardinals on those Christmas layouts as a memory or nod to her. So just finishing up with some of the Brads and adding those to the clusters. There's another little cardinal I got in the top left. As you can see, I did make sure to, when I add them, I like them to look in the layout, especially on a 2-page layout. 1-page layout, I don't feel like it's as necessary, but I really do like, if I'm going to add something like the birds, make sure that they're focusing in the middle of the layout instead of looking outward. So enamel dots to finish it off, seeing if there's any more of the chipboard pieces that Jenny gave me, and then just sprinkling those throughout as well. But I think that is just about going to finish it up. I will link the collection down below. Definitely check out Jenny's version of this layout. I'm very curious because this one here was really created based on what photos I have. So I'm curious to see what photos she uses. If she has, there's 4, 5, 6 landscape photos. I'm curious. Or if she switches it up a little bit. So definitely give her some love. Check out her channel, like, subscribe, and comment on her videos as well, because I love everything that she is creating. It's just so much fun. So yeah, definitely watch hers. I'll have that link down below. Oh, I forgot. I did add a little teeny tiny embellishment on the trampoline there. A phrase sticker and a tiny puffy camera, and then one small enamel dot to the middle there, just to kind of bring some embellishments there. But once I kind of finish up with the enamel dots, that is going to finish off the layout. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout and this collaboration with Jenny, because I had so much fun doing this, and hopefully it's something we do in the future, because yeah, I think we have like styles, and it's really fun to see what we create kind of using the same things. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.